Welcome to vlog 4. Today I wanted to show you guys what's in my gym bag. So let's get right into it. Today I've got Olympic lifting, so cleans and jerks, RDLs, vertical and horizontal pulling. So lots of pulling movements today. It's a pull dominant day. Hope you enjoy this vlog. So today let's see what's in my gym bag. This is a 55-liter Decathlon bag, so you can only imagine how much stuff I carry to the gym. This is everything I need to strength train. So let's open it up. The first thing inside is my dip belt. This is something I use for weighted chins. I don't do a lot of weighted dips. Weighted chins is something I really like doing, so dip belts help with that. Then I've got my 7mm knee sleeves. These provide a lot of warmth and support, and I also talked about it in the previous vlog. Then I've got my brand new SBD elbow sleeves. These are a brand new purchase, and I've been dealing with a lot of elbow pain, especially doing presses, so overhead standing presses. This is where these elbow sleeves come in. Then I've got chalk. This is chalk powder, which unfortunately I bought a lot of in bulk, so I'm waiting for it to finish before I can invest in chalk blocks, which in my opinion are a better purchase. Then I've got my half kg fractional plates. Luckily in this gym I don't need fractional plates, but previously when I used to go to a commercial gym, the lightest plate they had was 1.25 kilos, so I used to have to carry my half kg and 250 gram plates. So it's still there in my bag. Then I've got my belt. This is a 10 centimeter wide and 1 centimeter thick basic powerlifting belt. I'm not a big fan of lever belts, so a prong belt, classic. This is what I go with. Then my pre-workout and my creatine. This is Wellverse Dynamite Extreme. I used to have the regular Dynamite before, but this has a little bit more alpha GPC, a little bit more citrulline complex, and a little bit more creatine. And this is just a regular creatine that I use. This is by Deep Impact, just to go with my pre-workout. Next, my shaker, obviously. Ocean water, intra-workout carbs. Then I've got my stiff wraps. These are by Hack. I recently upgraded to stiff wrist wraps. Before that, I had a regular, soft, flexible wrap. Wraps come in handy a lot during heavy presses. I don't personally prefer wearing wraps on heavy benches, but these are very helpful for heavy overhead presses, just like elbow sleeves. Then I've got my lifting straps. These I use for any heavy pulling movement. So think about heavy RDLs, heavy SLDLs, where I don't really want to make grip my limiting factor. That's where straps come in handy. And these are by Kobo. I'm only halfway there. I've got a spare t-shirt because after the workout I'm pretty sweaty, so I like changing into a spare t-shirt so that I don't stink. In the inside compartment I've got my mic. So this is Boya O mic. This is the one that I'm using, and there is one more inside this box. And I've got my ear grips. This is something I use to keep my glasses in place when lifting heavy so that my glasses don't slip because of the sweat. That's all in the center compartment. Let's look at the side compartment now. I've got fresh socks, my lifting shoes. These are my lifting shoes, RXN Hercules. These are one of the most value for money lifting shoes in the Indian market, and I love the fact that they have a metatarsal strap that comes from around the shoe, so it loops completely all the way through, keeps your toes really locked into place. I've had these for 1.5 years at this point, close to 2 years, and these have been very faithful. So that's my lifting shoes there. And finally, I've got a big rain cover for my gym bag because I travel in a two-wheeler and there are unpredictable rains in Bangalore sometimes. Luckily in winter it did not rain much, but this is February. I'm anticipating a lot of rain from March, April. So that's where this huge rain cover from Decathlon comes in. This actually came with my rucksack, which I also use for this gym bag. Then I've got my AirPods, my perfume. This is by Bella Vita, and be safe in case I need to use the toilet. That's everything that was there in my gym bag. I hope everything was in frame and I didn't miss anything. That's pretty much it. Hope you found this insightful. Hope you got some ideas about what you can carry to the gym that you have been missing. Let's get right into the workout. There's one more thing that was missing from my gym bag because I had left it in the gym last time I was here. This is a stackable container that goes under my shaker in which I carry my protein, and both of these are from Decathlon. So I really like the fact that you can just keep buying more containers and stack. So if you want to carry supplements or some tablets, anything other than protein, you can do that and it just pops right under the shaker. So that's something else that's always there in my gym bag. So we're starting the warm up with alternating split stance leaps. Now the last time I sent my video to coach, the feedback I got was that I'm flaring my arms to the side, but the movement is supposed to be more like up and down so that I can generate more power and force. So let's start. Now we've got low ceiling leaps, and this is exactly where I had inflamed my knee tendons a little bit last time because I did it pretty fast. So today I'm going to be slow, controlled, nice and easy. Before starting with cleans, I want to warm up my forearm a little bit because I've been dealing with, again, forearm pain, as you all might know. So nothing crazy here, just wrist roller extensions with 5 kilos. A couple of rounds with 5 kilos is more than enough to have some blood flowing and pumping my forearms. I don't want to overexhaust my forearms and my grip because to pull heavy, your grip needs to be fresh. So I've got pull plus power clean and jerk complex. So here's what one rep would look like. We start from the deadlift position. From here, I stay over the bar and I pull. Then I get down again. Then I power clean. And from here, I jerk. So that's one rep in this complex. And I've got 3 sets of 2 at RP 7 to 8. Last time I got 50 kilos. So today, maybe 52 is what I'm hoping for. This is the final warm up at 45 kilos. I realized in the last clips that I recorded that my split jerk could be wider, so I could do a better split. Let's keep that in mind. Not bad considering I'm learning how to do a split jerk. This is probably like my 5th session, so I'll get better. Now I've got my first working set at 52 kilos. Let's see if I'm able to do the clean and jerk properly. I'm not too worried about the clean, but the jerk is what is a completely new movement, so let's keep getting the reps. Not too proud of it, but it is what it is. The first power clean in the last set was atrocious. I'm going to try to pull my elbows as rapidly as possible. I think my triceps being sore from last Monday's session also has some role to play here, because in a power clean, this rack position stretches the triceps. And if your triceps are sore and tight, it's quite difficult to get into this position really fast. So yeah, I'm gonna try again. Let's see how that moves. I think this was slightly better. This was atrocious too. I could not split very well, and on the way up, the bar hit my chin a little bit. But yeah, a rep is a rep. Time for the last set. This angle from the front will help me see if the bar is tilted or not, which I suspect it will be, because I can see in the earlier clips that my left elbow is slightly lower than my right. I think because of flexibility issues. I really want this to end. think this was my best rep so far. Again, the second rep, I keep screwing up my jerk. Oops. The second rep was not too great, but I will keep learning, and hopefully Angus will have some productive feedback for me, things that I can focus on, especially on the jerk. Clean, I have a lot of practice at this point and not too worried about cleans, but jerks, yeah, that's something I'm clearly struggling with. I just want to practice a few more cleans and really get the bar straight. I was so disappointed to see that the bar was so damn tilted in my previous clean. So let's just get some cleaning practice in. I hope these were straight. I had one of the worst Olympic lifting days ever. So I'm not too happy about it at all. I just want to get done with my workout. But now we have good lifts. I've got, instead of dips, I'm going to be doing flat converging machine press. And then I've got RDLs, vertical pull, horizontal pull, lateral raises. Quite a lot of exercises left, but I can't really get over how shitty my clean and jerk was today. Bad days happen, guys. If you are a beginner watching this, just know that if you're stacking good days continuously now, there will come a time where you will probably have a really shitty day. But the most important thing is to keep going ahead, keep showing up, and keep being consistent. It's a journey, right? It's not a destination, it's a journey. This is a new flavor that I'm trying, orange and lime. Pretty nice. And I also think I inflamed my forearms a little bit, which I'm not too happy about. It hurts like a bitch. So maybe I should take some time off of jerking. Cleans don't seem to affect my forearms that much, but jerks, when done wrong, and I'm in the learning phase and I'm already jerking quite heavy, I think. So maybe I should come down on weight and just rework on the jerk. I don't know, I'm very confused, I'm very frustrated, I'm annoyed at myself, but it is what it is. Let's get to doing chest presses and hopefully that should cheer me up. So I've got 3 sets of dips which I'm swapping for machine chest press. I've got done with 2 sets. The RPs were 7 and 8, and this is the final set. It is supposed to be an RP 9, but since I'm new to this machine, the loads are conservative. This is 42.5 kgs total, which I'm attempting for 5 reps. I think it'll be an RP 8, which will be good. I don't want to push and get hurt in a new machine. So always remember, if you're new to a movement and you're using a machine or a new exercise for the first time, always be conservative for the first few sessions. Do not push too hard. Consult with your coach as always, but do not push too early and regret later. It's always better to progress reasonably instead of pretty fast and then hitting a wall. So let's get 5 reps at 42.5. Yep, it was more like an RP8, but this works. 42.5 is still a PR on this machine. Last week I had done 40, so this is still 2.5 more. I'll keep overloading this as I would have on weighted dips. So yes, got done with chest presses. Now I've got vertical pull, and my choice of vertical pull is going to be high rows. Let's get set up with that. I'm so distracted, I almost forgot that I had RDLs, so I'll start warming up for RDLs, and I've got 2 sets, after which I will proceed with high rows and chest supported rows. So this is the last warm up of RDLs. This is 100 kilos and I'm going to be working up till 115. Let's get 2 quick reps, and I'm using straps for even 100 kilos because I don't want to exhaust my grip before my back pulling movements. Ooh, I feel good doing these movements that I'm very used to that I'm strong at, I still can't get over how shitty my clean and jerk was, especially because it was the first thing that I did. When your first exercise of the day moves so trash, it's heartbreaking and disorienting, honestly. So my phone is at a corner where there are a lot of obstacles and hurdles that I have to cross to get to the screen to start the recording. So this little remote that just fits right into my tripod comes in pretty handy. This is my working set, first set of two, and 115 kilos, RP 7 to 8, pretty moderately heavy. Let's go get this. Feels good. I'm a really big fan of RDLs and SLDLs. They are not too heavy and not too taxing, so you get pretty less fatigue, but they're massive hamstring, glutes, and posterior chain builders. Definitely not as much as a deadlift, because the weights you lift on a deadlift are a lot heavier. So the strength and muscle potential of a deadlift is honestly a lot more. Imagine you're deadlifting 300 kilos. You will have bigger lats, you will have bigger glutes and hamstrings than, let's say, doing Romanian deadlifts with 150, 180 kilos. Don't get me wrong, RDLs and SLDLs build huge posterior chains, huge hamstrings, huge glutes. But deadlifts at the end of the day are next level, and I think are untouchable when it comes to the raw force production potential. You get to load every muscle of your body in some sense, and you get a lot more out of that movement. The deadlift movement pattern in itself is one of my favorites. A lot of people are skeptical of deadlifts because they think it'll hurt their back. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You load your back, and when you progressively overload that movement, your back becomes stronger. As Australian strength coach would say, deadlifts don't hurt your back. Having a weak back hurts your back. Let's use this remote to stop this clip. So this is the first working set of vertical pull high row. I've got two sets of 8 at RP 10, pretty intense, and this is going to be a PR at 47.5 kg each side. Last time I did 45 kilos. So let's see how this is going to move. Damn, I got 12 reps at an RP, I think 8, maybe 7.5, maybe 7. My weight selection was not on point, and I just realized last time I did that, I was doing 10 reps instead of 8, so that was not RP 10. Second set, I can go up on weight. Let's rest and go up on weight and really get to RP 10 and get 8 reps. It's kind of not optimal to go up on weight after your first heavy set, but life's not always optimal. This is the second set. I have increased the weight to 55 from 47.5, and I think I should get 8 reps here. Let's see. I think that was RP 8.5, but still better than last set because it was much heavier. Let's get the right side in. I think I should rest a little bit more. This is nowhere close to my max. My max in this machine is 60 kilos each side for I think 6 reps. So I can get close to 60 kilos for 8 reps. I could have gotten 60 kilos for 8 reps, I think, if I would have done it in the first set. When you do new movements and you use new machines, you need to give your body some time to calibrate with the machine and the neural adaptations to happen, and you get more efficient with this. You understand, okay, last week I did this much weight for this much reps at this much intensity. You can make those calculations well as you keep getting more practice with a certain machine. This is only my third time using this machine. Not too worried about misjudging the weight. Easy work. Now I've got chest supported rows. Last time I did unilateral. Today, just to save time, I want to try bilateral. Let's see how that goes. I did warm up bilaterally, but after doing that, I came to the realization that I should do these unilaterally as well. It's just good for addressing imbalances, I guess. And of course, there's something called the bilateral force deficit, which means that you can lift slightly more if you use one arm at a time or one limb at a time. Let's go. Let's get 8 reps. Felt pretty good. This is, I think, one of the most elite machines that you can find in any gym. Any gym that has a similar chest supported row setup, I think it's one of the best machines to use. Just makes life so much easier to hit your upper mid traps, your rear delts, and not fatigue your spinal erectors in the process, because that's what barbell rows would do. I'm a big fan of barbell rows as well, but right now in my current programming I don't have barbell rows, just to manage fatigue. Not that they're a bad exercise at all, it's just to reduce fatigue, and that's the same reason I haven't yet programmed rows for my trainees as well. And also, according to Mark Ripito, founder of Starting Strength, barbell rows are technically a late intermediate to an advanced exercise because they are difficult to judge and very easy to cheat and very easy to ego lift on and probably get injured in the process. So a stable movement like this, I'm sure Mark Ripito would never approve of this, but yeah, a stable movement like this is a lot better choice if you want to get a lot of stimulus, a lot less fatigue, and grow a lot of muscles. Let's just switch the angle. Let's get the other side in. Very nice. We'll rest for like 3.5 minutes, and then that's the final set that's left. After which, the last exercise of today is London partial lateral raises. So warming up for those with 7.5s. Last workout I had used 15 kilos. Let's see if I can work up to a heavier weight or just stay at 15. It looks like I'm going to have to go up on weight because I'm already at 15 and I'm just warming up. Time to rest and try my hands on 17.5. My mic actually died and I had to replace it. I hope I'm centered in frame. This is time for the first working set at 17.5. Expect a lot of cheating and rocking. I don't give a fuck. Not bad. The range of motion dropped a little bit, but that's all right. I have Angus's approval, length and partials, partial range of motion, nothing to worry about here. Again, I'm not a big fan of lateral raises personally. I am a big fan of just barbell pressing. Again, I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't care about my side delts. I care about how heavy I can press. But this is programmed, I have to do it. 17.5 is done. I'll just drop down to 15 for the next 2 sets. That'll be the end of the workout. I've been here since 5:45 p.m. and it's 10 p.m. now. I just love spending time in the gym. I talk to people, I talk to you guys, and I take my good sweet time to complete all exercises because after this, what happens? I have to go home. Why do I want to go home early? This is my full-time job. So really grateful for the life I get to live now. Literally spending 5-6 hours in the gym. It was a dream. That dream has finally materialized. So the gym is almost empty right now. It's about to close in 20 minutes. So I can flex today right here. This is how I look today. Today I weighed in at 72.5-ish kilos. Right now the biggest pump is in the side delts because of the lateral raises, but I'm really glad that my rear delt has started to pop. which does not get a lot of work from the barbell movements that I had been doing for the past 2 years. But just doing a little bit of rows and power cleaning very frequently has led to my rear delt pop on both sides. This is actually really great to see. So let's do a quick flex. Let's try flexing my back. Again, hope I am in the center. I have very bad asymmetry, so I am not sure how tilted or not tilted I was. But yeah, if you made it this far, you get to see my quads in their full glory without pump at all. But yesterday I realized that in the Monday vlog that I flexed, my quads got completely cut off from the frame. So this is a better view of my quads. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe.